What's going on, guys? My name's Daniel. Welcome to my channel. I'm so very glad that you guys are here. Today we have an extra special episode, as always, because all the videos that I put out are extra special and absolutely worth watching. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 most popular C.S. Lewis books. Today we're not talking about my opinion. Today we're not talking about the books that I like the most, because I've already done that in a separate video that you can watch here. But today we're talking about the top 3 most popular C.S. Lewis books all around the world. While compiling research, there were definitely some conflicting views. Some people thought these were the most popular books, others thought these were the most popular books. But after looking for a while and thinking about the books that keep coming up time and time again, which ones had movies made after them, which ones are go-to recommendations, I compiled this list of the 3 most popular C.S. Lewis books. So yes, it may have just a dash of my opinion thrown on top of it, but I am confident that these are the 3 most popular C.S. Lewis books. Starting with book number 3, I hear this book being recommended all of the time. This book made it in all of the top C.S. Lewis lists. This book is a true classic. Within any Christian circles, people are always raving, discussing, and talking about this book. This book is a satirical take of how to lead people astray. It goes in depth about how people are led away from Christianity, led away from God, and it is written from the vantage point of a demon. This book is The Screwtape Letters by, of course, C.S. Lewis, because this is a top 3 C.S. Lewis book list. Now, I do personally love this book. I completely agree that this book belongs in the top 3 list. This book is a must-read. C.S. Lewis is extremely clever in the way that he uses the vantage point of a demon to talk about how people are led astray, how people are led into confusion and distraction in order to keep them away from God, in order to keep them from ever truly following Christ. And there's so much insight and wisdom in this book that I think any person interested in reading C.S. Lewis should definitely check out the Screwtape Letters. So there you have it, folks. The Screwtape Letters is the 3rd most popular C.S. Lewis book. Now, let's move on to book number 2. The 2nd most popular C.S. Lewis book is another of C.S. Lewis's more philosophical and religious-based books talking about Christianity. Now, he does have a lot of books dealing with philosophy, Christianity, just talking about ideas in general that aren't fiction, but this book is by far the most popular, most talked about, read within Christian circles, recommended within Christian circles, and this book is Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. This book is extraordinarily famous. This book was actually a series of radio broadcasts that C.S. Lewis did during World War II. Because so many men were going off to die for their country and to die to stop the evil tyranny of Hitler's Germany, they believed it would be a good idea to put these men's souls in the right place before they most likely would go off and die. So this resulted in a series of radio broadcasts that C.S. Lewis did, answering a lot of common questions that people have, and not just questions, but arguments against Christianity. This book is titled Mere Christianity because C.S. Lewis believes that it's important to stick to a basic foundation of what Christianity is. He thinks that it's really common for people within the religious circle to add on to Christianity, to add their own spice and flavor to make it more about them than it is about Christ. And so he really boils down Christian ideals and ideas into this absolutely must-read book, Mere Christianity. So that was the 3rd most popular book, The Screwtape Letters, and the 2nd most popular book, Mere Christianity, both by C.S. Lewis. Those were both theological, those were both philosophical, they both were pertaining to Christianity, but C.S. Lewis's number 1 most popular book is actually a children's book. It is a work of fiction. It is not a theological, philosophical book, although there is plenty of deep meaning within the story. This number 1 most popular C.S. Lewis book is a part of the number 1 C.S. Lewis series, which is The Chronicles of Narnia, and this number 1 most popular C.S. Lewis book is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This book is an absolute classic. When people think C.S. Lewis, they think about this book. This book has had multiple movies made about it, one of them being great because it was made more recently where the production quality was actually good. The other one exists, people are wearing beaver costumes, and it's super cheesy because the production quality was absolutely terrible because the technology they had was not so great. But nonetheless, it still shows that this is the most popular of all time C.S. Lewis book. If you wanted to read any fiction written by C.S. Lewis, this is the book to read. Yes, it is a part of a series, but you can absolutely read this book all alone. There's a book that comes before it called The Magician's Nephew, but if you start right here, you're not missing out on anything fundamental or important. You can get right into this book all by itself. And this book is such a brilliant, wonderful story made for children, but I'm an adult and I still enjoy reading this book. There's so much meaning embedded within the pages because C.S. Lewis isn't just telling a story for the sake of telling a story. He's telling a story with deep Christian values and meanings written into the pages. So those were the top 3 of all time most popular C.S. Lewis books. Coming in number 3, the Screwtape Letters. Coming in number 2, Mere Christianity. Coming in number 1, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. As you probably already know, I'm a huge fan of C.S. Lewis, and I do love all 3 of these books. I definitely recommend, if you're trying to get into C.S. Lewis, these 3 books are a great place to start. You get one fiction, so you can see his fictional storytelling side of things, and then 2 other great works of philosophy, theology, speaking about Christianity, religion, values, your own personal life. There are so many great lessons to be learned, and there's a lot of wisdom embedded in all of the pages of all of the books that C.S. Lewis writes. Thank you so much for being here as I reveal the top 3 C.S. Lewis books of all time. You can find links to purchase all 3 of these books in the description below. I really hope that you had a good time watching this video. If you're having as much fun on this channel as I am, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let's keep the numbers growing and stay tuned for more videos. Also, if you want to see more content, you can follow me on Instagram where I'm posting books that I'm going to be talking about in the future. I'm putting out book quotes and just more content in general so you can anticipate what's going to be coming out and get more details into the books that I'm reading. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. I'm sure that most people that know anything about C.S. Lewis, you probably weren't surprised that these books, these fantastic, brilliant books, made it in the top 3. Feel free to check out my video where I talk about my favorite top 5 C.S. Lewis books and see which of these books made it in my top 5 favorite list. Once again, thank you for being here. Have an absolutely fantastical, wonderful day. Have a great day, guys.